Look around pretty much any American city past 6 p.m. and you'll notice something strange. Millions of people are clocking into a second job. And no, they aren't trying to build some tech startup or buy a Ferrari. They're doing it because a single paycheck literally cannot buy groceries anymore. Honestly, America is quietly turning into a place where your free time is just survival time. And the scariest part, we're all starting to think this is normal. Think about it. A teacher finishes grading papers, then immediately opens up Uber. A dad leaves his 9 to 5 corporate office just to go deliver food all weekend. A college grad is grinding through freelance emails at 2 in the morning just to keep a roof over their head. But look, this isn't just a story about people working hard. Something massive is shifting underneath the entire US economy. And honestly, most people are completely missing it. Because here's the reality: the modern side hustle isn't a badge of honor anymore. It is the only thing keeping the whole system from going under. Let's be real for a second. In every old economic crash, you could see the damage. Factories literally locked their gates. Layoff lines were down the block. It was obvious. Right now, everything looks totally fine from the outside. Restaurants are packed. Airports are crowded. People are buying stuff. But it's a total illusion. Welcome to the ghost economy. Instead of the economy collapsing, the financial crisis just got hidden inside smartphone apps. The system basically figured out how to stretch human beings until they snap, rather than letting the numbers look bad on the news. Look at the actual data. A recent report by Lending Club dropped a bomb. 65% of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck. But wait, it gets crazier. That includes half of all people making over $100,000 a year. Let that sink in. When people making six figures can't comfortably afford a trip to the grocery store, something is deeply, fundamentally broken. The recession never went away, it's just invisible, living in the apps on our phones. We all know about regular shrinkflation, like when your bag of chips suddenly gets smaller but costs the same. But what's happening right now is way worse. It's the shrinkflation of time. It used to be simple. You gave 40 hours a week to a stable job, and that job gave you a stable life, a modest house, healthcare, a retirement plan. You could breathe. Now, inflation has completely gutted the value of an hour of human labor. Rent, insurance, car payments, interest rates, they've exploded so fast that a standard 40-hour week only buys you about 60% of a normal life. So, how do people fix the math? They have to pull hours out of thin air. That 40-hour work week, it's now a 60 or 70-hour panic. Your rest is shrinking, your sanity is shrinking, everything is shrinking just to keep the exact same lifestyle that one basic job used to cover. And here is where it gets really messy. For the last 10 years, social media sold side hustles as this amazing backup plan. We all thought, hey, if my main job goes sideways, I can always do some freelance writing, graphic design, or coding on Upwork. Well, right when we need that safety net the most, AI is completely tearing it apart. Generative AI isn't taking the CEO's job anytime soon, but it is absolutely deleting entry-level digital work. Companies that used to pay a freelancer a few $100 for a side gig are now just using a $20 AI tool. It's a brutal trap. On one side, your bills are forcing you to look for extra cash. On the other side, tech is destroying your digital backup plan. So what happens? Everyone rushes into the absolute bottom tier of the gig economy, physical labor apps like Uber or DoorDash, because AI can't drive a car yet. But now those apps are overcrowded, wages are dropping, and the hours are getting longer. This is where the human mind just breaks down. When you spend every single waking hour stress calculating bills at a kitchen table after midnight, your brain chemistry changes. You stop thinking about the next 20 years. You stop caring about investments or retirement or building a community. You just shift into pure survival mode. How do I make rent next month? That's why young Americans are delaying marriage. That's why home ownership feels like a myth. That's why birth rates are plummeting. It's not because people don't want these things, it's because they don't have a single drop of energy or money left over to give. The real danger here isn't a sudden, dramatic market crash. The danger is that we are slowly treating permanent exhaustion like it's totally fine. 10 years ago, if you heard a nurse had to deliver burritos after a brutal 12-hour shift just to pay rent, people would have been furious. Today, it's repackaged online as hustle culture or getting that bread. But let's be blunt. Survival income is not wealth. Wealth buys you time. Survival income steals your time, and millions of people are trading away every free second just to maintain a normal life. Somewhere tonight, way after regular business hours end, millions of ordinary people will quietly start their second shift, opening another app, delivering another order, answering another random client. They aren't trying to get rich, they're just trying to breathe financially again. The real warning signs of our economic future aren't happening on Wall Street. They are happening in dark parking lots at midnight, inside delivery cars, and inside exhausted apartments where people are working harder than ever just to survive the day. If you want to understand what's actually happening to our world before it hits the mainstream news headlines, hit subscribe, because the biggest changes always happen quietly, long before most people realize the system already changed.